Hello and welcome back to What the Frick podcast. I'm giving my update to my travels from September. For those that remember, I was heading to Europe for a wedding from one of my best friends and turned it into a whole shebang because it was also my birthday and I have never seen the point in just going to Europe for less than a week. So it was like, you know what, let's turn it into something crazy. And here we are. It is now October. I have recovered. I have been in grief from missing this beautiful trip, but I'm going to start from the beginning. I flew into London. I pretty much always fly into London. It's one of the easiest airports for me and my friend to fly into for some reason. They say it's one of the most expensive airports to fly into, but I've always found great rates, great points usage. And there's a direct flight from Phoenix to London, so it's like, okay. And my friend and I love London, so we're kind of take any excuse we can to visit this city. So I got there a couple hours before my friend, and I was flying economy, which I was a little nervy about because I've been in premium the last couple of times, but it actually worked out good. There was no one in the middle seat between me and the other person, so it actually was very nice and kind of very similar to premium, had extra space, and I didn't mind it at all. But got to London, we were staying at this hotel called The Standard. It's actually a 5-star hotel located right outside of King's Cross Station. And we got this because London's an expensive city, but we had, or I guess we both had it, but I used mine, a $200 Amex credit for fine hotels. And this is one of the hotels that was listed. So when you took off the discount, this was pretty much the same price, if not cheaper, than a lot of the like Hiltons or something all around London. So we were like, we may as well stay here. We'll get a dining credit. We'll get an upgrade possibly. So we chose there, and we've never stayed here before. So it was kind of fun. But I had a couple hours till my friend got there. So it was nice to check in. I went to King Cross, saw the platform 9 3/4, grabbed myself a matcha, grabbed us some waters, and then my friend got there. And usually on the first night, we're like pretty dead and we don't do a whole lot, but actually felt so energized and so awake. We went and saw this, like the one thing my friend was like, we have to do in London. But Rachel Ziegler was performing in a play called Evita, I'm pretty sure. Something to do with Argentina. I'm not as educated, but I guess she comes out during this theater performance on a balcony and sings to like people on the street. So my friend was like, we have to see this. It's supposed to be iconic. And I was like, I don't really care, but okay. So we got dinner at this restaurant and then we went across the street and saw this performance, which was cool. And then we kind of just walked around and that was our first night. So the other nice thing about this hotel was you got free breakfast every morning, which I took full advantage of. London's an expensive city, so trying to eat whenever I can with a nice free meal. So did that, and then we made our way to Harrods. We always like to have a little visit there. It's fun to just stop in the little bakery dessert area and like grab a sweet little treat and kind of just wander around. It was also raining that day a lot, so it's nice to kind of like be indoors and just kind of exploring it. And then the one thing that I really wanted to do in London, which was not a far walk from Harrods, was visit the Prince Albert Memorial that's in Hyde Park. And I've seen this before, but this was important to me because my grandmother, who had showed me London for the first time ever when I was 13 and took me there, we saw this statue together. It became kind of an iconic thing we would talk about together, but she recently passed away, and I was like, I want to go see this because it just felt meaningful. It felt sentimental. So we went and saw this beautiful memorial. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. It's quite intense, and the story behind it is very fun. From there, we went to our other must-do thing, which is visiting this pub called The Grenadier, and it's located in like the Kensington area. in this very affluent neighborhood, but it's kind of hidden. So a lot of locals go there. And this is the same pub where we ran into Mason Gooding, the famous actor, a couple years back. And ever since then, we were like, we have to go to this pub every time. It's so cute and homey. And we always like to like have a little stop there. But we overall got a lot done. We didn't have much time, just 2 days in London. So did the touristy things like Parliament, Big Ben. We just kind of liked walking around, making TikToks. We visited this. We always like to do a new rooftop as well. But it was raining, so it was kind of hard. But there was this one hotel with the rooftop called Radio Rooftop, which is crazy because I was watching the show on Amazon Prime called The Girlfriend, which is set in London, and they go to this rooftop multiple times, and I like immediately recognized it. I was like, I know that rooftop, like I know it. So that was cool because I picked it out before I saw the show, and I'm like, the coincidences in life are just insane to me. So from there, we didn't really have dinner plans, and we're not huge foodies. Like we don't really care about like trying local British cuisine, which like isn't very good. So we quite literally got dinner at Din Tai Fung, which is one of our favorite restaurants, but it's kind of funny like having it in London. And we did that in Covent Garden. And it's funny because my friend was working. She's got like a normal person type of job, and she only took days off the week of the wedding. So the week we were just kind of exploring, she still had to work a little bit. So around 8, 9 o'clock at night, she would have like random meetings or things she had to respond to. So there was like a good 45 minutes after dinner where she like sat in a corner on her meeting, and I just like walked around by myself and kind of like looked around. But it was all fun. It was all fun. The other thing we did that is something we have never done before, which is why we were like, we should really do it, is we took a trip up to Hampstead, which is not far from like the main city center. It's like a neighborhood of London, to put it into perspective. But Ariana Grande has a song about this pub in Hampstead, and it's been kind of revealed what the pub is. And it was close to, holy cow, what's that market called? I don't know what this market is called. Camden. Jesus. So, anyways, this was very close to Camden Market, which we stopped at just to bop around. And it's like another 1 or 2 stops on the tube. So we hopped back on the tube, and it's like such a cute little neighborhood, and you can tell it's like a little bit more affluent. But this pub was so cute, and it was pretty big too. But we stopped in there for a drink and saw it, and we loved it. We took pictures outside, and it was also funny because it's like around the time when Ariana was releasing her tickets for her new tour, which we did not score tickets to, but we were hoping that visiting this pub would kind of help out our chances, but that's okay. We also made a stop at Borough Market, which has the famous chocolate covered strawberries, so we always stop there, and we'll just split one because they're pretty big. So we'll just like have a little midday snack. And the other place we always visit is Tower Bridge. It's just, she's so pretty. And there is a little pub bar right under it called the Vault that we always like to stop at. And it's got outdoor seating, and you're like sitting under to the side of the bridge. So it's really cool views. But we always like to stop there and just kind of take in the moment, take in the views. And then the one other new place we tried was a speakeasy called Cahoots, and it is kind of themed around like the 1940s and delivering mail. So you go inside, and it's like really cool how you walk in, and there are certain drinks you can order, and they'll like deliver them like by mail. It like runs through the sky, which is cool, and it's just like very old school themed. So we did that, and then we kind of just made our way back to the hotel. We had our dining credit left still. I wanted to use it at their rooftop bar, but because it was like raining on and off pretty much every single day, they'd never opened it. So we ended up using it at their Michelin star restaurant, which had just reopened that day. So luckily we were able to get inside, and we sat at the bar and got a couple of tapas. And the bartender was really cool. At the end, he was like, "Do you guys want to try some wine?" with your dessert. And we tried this wine that I'm like obsessed with. It's called Chateau La Vie. Um, I have not been able to find it in America. It's like the hardest thing to find. It's some sort of French rosé, but it was like so good that when he gave it to us to try, I was like, can we just have a glass? So yeah, I'm on the hunt still to figure out where I can find this wine. I'm not a huge wine connoisseur by any means. When I find something I like this much, I'm kind of like, yes, I want it. Give it to me now. So, but anyways, it's just always such a blast visiting London, and was there twice last year, or I guess this year too. But people are always like, you go there too much, but like, it's so fun. And also my friend and I, who I went with, were celebrating our 10-year anniversary. So we were like, we have to go back to London because it's like our favorite city to go to together, and doing all of our favorite things. And we always like sprinkle in some new stuff too, of course. But it's just fun. It's just fun vibes. And you know what? It's our time. It's our money. If we want to go to London twice a year, then like that's on us. So, but yes, that was our time in London. And in the next episode, I will get into our time in Croatia. So stay tuned next week for the Croatia episode. Woo!